I'm starting to feel like myself again. It's been a while. Ha. I know you want my Cadillac Georgia. Can you handle this back in motion? Told you, baby, I got the portion. Hi guys, and welcome to DeraysDiaries, A Journey to the Top. Today we're going to be talking about my musical influences. So who influenced my music, what I used to listen to, the kind of things that I enjoyed, what I was introduced to, and ultimately the type of music that I put out because of that. As you can see, I'm doing my makeup on the camera. So this is kind of a get ready with me / vlog. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm not a makeup artist, but we'll see. And also, I will be using the camera and my mirror. So let's just, you know. But anyway, so yeah. Obviously in my last video I told you guys predominantly I grew up loving Michael Jackson. Did you see that I nearly put eyeshadow on my face? I grew up loving Michael Jackson, but there was a lot of other influences in my life that influenced my music as well, such as I was heavily in love with Christina Aguilera. Like, obviously when Dirty came out, it was all about, you know, the sexy, the hype, and the hell did I know about sexy and hype at Bumbleclaw 6 years old? But, you know, it was all the sexy and all the hype. Actually, let's say when Dirty came out, it was probably about 10, 11. And I just remember dancing to it, and she brought out the Stripped album. Does anyone know what year that was? I actually don't know what year that was. I'm pretty sure we were still in the 90s. But yeah, she brought out Stripped, and I keep going to put the eyeshadow on my face. I really need like a palette that's got like the contour thing with the mirror, but anyway. Oh. And I also don't have my foundation here. No foundation. 1 second. Got it. Also, update on the nails. Yeah, 3 more. We lost 3 more, so yeah, I'm taking them off today. And put a new set on, so. What colour should we go for? Comment in the comments what colour I should go for next week. Because I seem to be having them like on a weekly basis. Now this one squirts out like something nasty. And I don't want it to go everywhere. And I'm wearing a white shirt. Please don't see what I mean. Look at that. Look at the snail trail that just left. Anyway, sorry, moving on. So yeah, Christina Aguilera was like a heavy influence for me. I just absolutely loved her, and that Stripped album completely changed my life. It was so vulnerable and so powerful and so raw, and it just was everything that I just loved, you know, singing and music to be. I then also listened to a lot of like Tank, Joe, Usher, Pretty Ricky, like, oh hello, like I was down with that pretty Ricky. Pretty Ricky. 5 in the morning, I'm having phone sex with you. So honey, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you. It's concerning that at 11 I was singing that 100%. But this was the 90s. This was the music that we had. This is what we was listening to. I was wildly obsessed with Steps. Like, wildly obsessed with Steps. I remember my mom took me to my first ever Steps concert, and it was like a surprise, and we were just like going out somewhere for like, obviously I didn't know, I used to get surprises like that sometimes, which shout out my mom, because she did used to do sick stuff like that. I'm not even gonna lie, like, credit due. And yeah, my first ever Steps concert like blew my absolute mind, but I'm not gonna lie, what topped that concert was definitely Chris Brown. Like, I will never get out of my mind Chris Brown on that platform doing Take Me Down. Oh my god, Take You Down. See, I wanted him to take me down. First time, no girl, come on. Take You Down. Oh my god, the routine, like I still remember it. I was about to do it. I'm not going to do the routine. I was actually about to start grinding on the floor. We're not going to do that. That's not what we're here for. But yeah, like, absolutely, like, Chris was just so mind-blowing. But obviously he was a little later on. I was like 13 when Chris came out, and then Chris was just like everything. But prior to that, it was Alicia Keys. I used to have a keyboard. Why I never got lessons? Like, Mom, why did I never get lessons like in keyboard? Why did I never get lessons in keyboard? I used to have a keyboard, and I used to have it, and I used to bang the keys on mute, by the way, because obviously I didn't know how to play it, and sing like, some people want it all, and I don't want nothing at all if it ain't you, baby. And I was going for it like I was Alicia Keys. No one could tell me I wasn't Alicia Keys. And playing the hell out of that piano, and it was a keyboard, not a piano. And then as I got a little older, my mom started to like switch the music in the car from like reggae and jazzy type stuff to like an R&B to more like Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. And oh my god, we must have had those albums on repeat for years, and that changed my life. Erykah Badu's writing style, her candidness, her rawness, that made my quality of writing raw and candid. Because
I'm getting tired of your shit. You don't never buy me nothing.
Because all I'd ever heard was the truth. Jill Scott, sister honey girl, I know you don't understand, but you're gonna have to understand. Here's my man now. So good. Jill Scott's attitude and her confidence, like especially with like the live recordings and stuff like that, was just absolutely everything to me. And plus I was a bigger girl back then as well. Obviously I'm thick now, but like I was a bigger girl back then, so Jill Scott being so confident in her body was like a huge thing for me. Christina Aguilera, like showing that like she didn't, like she was unapologetically like sexy and raunchy and just didn't care. Like that level of confidence and flair was just everything I was into. Obviously we had Britney with like Hit Me Baby One More Time. Like I was a pop babe, like let's not get that twisted. When I was like 6, I remember being in primary school singing Eternal Flame on the friggin' steps, and I made harmonies and like a 5-piece band out of my friends, and they were gonna sing every day and rehearse for absolutely no reason because we had no shows coming up at 6 years old. But I was that into it and that serious about music, always have been, always had that ear for like, let's create, let's get this done. Actually, I remember I used to teach a group of kids at a school actually, when I used to do some like contract work for Sticky Toffee agency. That was like my dance agency, but because I was a singer as well, I was able to go do like some of the music jobs. So I remember teaching a bunch of kids like Baby, Justin Bieber. Oh my god, listen, I had harmonies popping up in there. Baby, baby, baby. Like literally, not like that, but you know what I mean. So I've always, you know, been putting those skills to work with like well obviously it was not old school to me then, but like old school garage, and also grime as well. Like grime back in the day, like Chipmunk, Bearman, like The Streets, friggin' Scratchy, like all them Big Nasty, like everybody back in the day with the grime was just like killing it. Those are the people I used to listen to anyway, and heavily probably because of my brother and like his influence on what he used to listen to, because he was like 8 years older than me, so he was like with the times, and like Dizzy Rascal and stuff like that. Like
never have a desire for shiny suit. Big up my Midland, up no fruit. Any place my face covers up, get your backs up, back off the wall. Sign to the youngster and Dizzy Rascal. Don't give it half-hearted.
You know, like all these, you know, types of things. So when I was like 11 and I was going to those dance classes I was telling you about in the last video, I met like a gang of friends, and I'm gonna call them a gang because there was like 10 of them, and they used to come and check me like every week and like walk me to the bus stop and make sure I was okay, and they really just looked out for me all the time. I actually loved them. You guys know who you are, like shout out you guys, like shout out Fired On, shout out Gorilla. Started like rapping and stuff with them and them, and started like trying out different things. And I used to be at bus stops like rapping and trying to like, you know, really, you know what, I was just about to put this on my eye. This is my Chanel concealer, but I'm sure it's too dark. Did that even make any difference? Let's just give that a try. Did I just put concealer on? See what I mean? This is why I don't do this. And women can multitask, but I'm like reminiscing right now. Anyway, yeah, so So I started rapping, and I thought I was good. I'm gonna call it more MCing, and I thought I was dead cool. It was like, man them walk with the hands in the back pocket, and they wonder why the feds them are all on it. Funny how a black man always gets locked walking down the street that day these days. That's hot. That's all I remember. And that wasn't even good. But you know, I thought I was the thing at the time, and rapping was kind of like a way to really express myself and what I was going through. Obviously, I was going with a lot of bullying and bullshit, and I was around a lot of guys from road and like street guys and stuff like that. So I was heavily influenced by a situation that I didn't come from. I came from a very Caucasian area. I came from a very Caucasian school. There was like 3 black people in my school. So I wasn't very versed to this kind of vibe until I went to secondary school, and then I got introduced to like hip hop and stuff like that. But before I went to secondary school, I just found Tupac at like 10. And I was like, who is this person? I'm like, oh my God. Like, I think I cried the first time I heard Tupac. I was just like, oh my God, who is this person? And like the whole Biggie thing, I wasn't really hugely into Biggie. I did not like him, but I was more a Tupac fan. I just felt like a connection. So as you can see, there was so many different people that I was influenced by, so many different, you know, levels to my artistry because of everything. So when I was obviously starting music in like 2010, 2012, I just automatically went down to rap, and then started doing like R&B, and then was doing like rap and R&B. And then I remember a woman that had like been teaching me to sing when I was like 16, or well, she didn't teach me to sing, but she gave me lessons when I was like 16. She must have been like, I don't really think you should rap. Like, I don't really think you're that good. And I actually am very, very sad that I listened to her, because I actually think I can rap very, very well. And I think if I had carried on doing it, I had more practice. I mean, I'm good now. I can rap. But in terms of like memorizing things and coming with it straight off I can come with it straight off the dome sometimes better than I can write. But I wish I hadn't slowed down just because she said stop rapping. And like my first video, people were comparing me to Lady Leisha. Like, why are you comparing me straight off the bat? Like, it's my first video.
About me, that's a given, but don't question me about me and how I'm living. Instead of questioning the bar, pour me a drink. I ain't broken down yet, but I'm on the brink. Sometimes my mind blows.
That was obviously because it was something to make them listen, right? So I should have just carried on, but I didn't. I just started doing this like sensual, overtly Erykah Badu-ish / Jill Scott-ish kind of vibe, which just actually wasn't me, but I did it for years. That's when I rebranded myself as DeRay Marie. You guys can actually check out some videos. I'll show you quickly now.
Got my girls with me, don't approach my key. Shouldn't have to show you how to cry. Just be a man and give it all, baby. Don't say it, but just show me tonight.
As DeRay Marie, and you know, I had quite a bit of success as DeRay Marie, but everyone kept calling me DeraysDiaries, which every time they introduced me on stage, and I'm performing like constantly, like all the time, and I'm getting a bit sick of you guys not being able to pronounce my name. So yeah, I did this whole like R&B thing towards like the end of uni, and I just kind of stuck with that for a while, like a neo soul vibe. Like I still did the rapping songs, and I did like an EP, right? I put the EP out in 2015, and it did have rapping on it. It did have soul on it. It did have like quite a few different flavors, even like a bit of West Coast and stuff like that. So I did do, you know, I've always been very, very versatile. Really, like I should have been doing like slightly more poppy. And it's funny, I'll tell you a story. I met a guy back in like 2018 who actually wanted me to do more of like a poppy sound, and like put me on X Factor, and you know, let me get through, and then take me to like Ibiza and have a whole thing. And I turned him down, right? Not knowing what you want, kids at a young age. Sometimes you fumble the bag, but obviously I wasn't ready. And I was like, oh no, that's not me. I just want to be this R&B gal. That's not even who you are, babe. So it was like, okay, cool, like, woohoo, R&B babe. And as listen to my music now, you're obviously gonna see that like it's not R&B. Like R&B is not really what I do. And also, being a professional dancer, I want music that I can dance to, like that I can move, and I don't just want to be standing on one spot talking about kumbaya. You know, no disrespect to R&B babes, and no disrespect to all the R&B songs that I've ever written and will continue to write. It's just not what I want to be performing. Hell yeah, they're going to go in the album, and hell yeah, they matter, and hell yeah, they're beautiful pieces of work, but it's just not showcasing my personality in the way I would want it to. It's, if I don't want to listen to it, then it's not what I want to be putting out, you know? So yeah, I basically ran with the R&B influence for a while, the Erykah Badu type of flow for a while, even calling myself like the UK's Erykah Badu. Like, one thing about D-Ray Love, baby, I can't be put in a box. So I don't even know why I was trying to put myself in such a small box when I don't fit, you know? But hindsight is 2020. So yeah, I very much was influenced heavily by a number of artists, a number of genres, a number of times, a number of eras, and I think it all goes into the type of artist that I am now. I grew up in parties where it was just full-on Jamaicans, full-on yardie raves, you know, doing dances that I learned on the spot because I didn't know anything about it. I wasn't really introduced to heavily Jamaican culture till I was about 16. Yeah, we used to eat a lot of Jamaican food. My mum would speak Patois now and again, but my mum's Guyanese and Welsh, so it wasn't a heavy Jamaican background. I don't know my dad, so I wasn't really able to, you know, tap into that until I started living by myself when I was 16. For those of you that don't know, I started living by myself when I was 16. It's a long story. We'll get there. Like, amalgamating all of my styles together, and the only thing I wasn't doing was rapping. So now I kind of even have a rap element to my music. So it's been, you know, a long journey and a lot of things that have influenced me in lots of different ways on this journey and to get onto this journey. And I think at one point I really forgot who I was. I really forgot where I came from. I really forgot my I'm not going to say my integrity, because I've never, ever forgot my integrity, but I kind of forgot my roots a little bit. Like, you don't have to be like everybody else. Sometimes it's good to be different, and actually your difference and your independence is what makes you fucking amazing. It's what makes you stand out from the rest. And we spend so much time, I ended up putting eyeshadow on my face. We're not going to talk about it. We're not talking about it. So, you know, you can't underestimate yourself and forget yourself and your authenticity, because that is what you're here to do. You're here to be authentic. You're here to be yourself. You're here to know yourself, right? And you're here to grow and evolve. And actually, I evolved from DeRay Marie to D-Ray Love. And actually, it was Ashley Walters that made me change the name. And although it was like, oh, he made me do it, it was divine timing and aligned. He was just like, you know, your name kind of sounds like Granny's, right? Like, it's kind of like a granny name. And obviously he's trolling me, but technically it is a granny name, because the beginning is one of my grannies and the end bit is my other granny. So technically it is a granny name. So you was right, and you was trolling me about my dead grannies. But anyway, we're gonna move on from that. Moving on. Anyway, so I was like, oh, so what my name's not really given is like, it's just not really, doesn't really, you know, suit you. So I was like, right. So I did like a mood board, and I started to like rebrand myself. So shout out Ashley Walters actually for that particular gem. And I made a mood board, and then I had like D-Ray, like D-E, and then there was like a little apostrophe, and then R-A-Y, and it was like across the board. It looked sick. And then like love was on the other side, because obviously love has always been, you know, an ambition. That sounds really strange. Love has been an ambition, but you know what I mean? We'll get to that also at a later date. But yeah, so it was like D-Ray Love, and that's how D-Ray Love was born. That's how I became who I am today. And I've had years of trying to put out music that I thought was what I liked at the time and what I was going through. If you look through the history of my music, I have about 30 songs out there across like SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Tidal, everything, YouTube. And if you look across all of my songs, you can actually see my story. Like, I have actually put my story into my music. Every single song I've written has been an actual experience. The only song that wasn't my actual experience was Robbed. I'ma rob you, baby, rob you like you stole my hide. Rob you, see how you like it, take your kind. I'ma take everything it means to you, because it seems it was me or them with you. Well, guess what? We're through. I just robbed you, fool. So that was a song that I wrote just like off the top of my head, like using somebody else's experience and using something that somebody had kind of like told me like about a situation, and I was just like, you know what, that would be a good song. So I ended up writing Robbed, and actually Robbed is one of my favorite songs that I've written, but it's not one of my experiences. So then I went on, so the music that I'm doing now is more like it is pop R&B, which is obviously where I come from as a rule, but it's got like a dancehall flair to it as well, like a dancehall type of vibe, because that's just my personality. Like, you'll hear a little blood clot, bomber clot every 2 seconds, every bomber clot, pulse clot second. I didn't need to do that was extra, but you know, you'll hear little words come out here and there, and little me have like a oh my god, I have a lot of culture. Sorry, I have a lot of culture, and I know where we come from as people. I know where I come from, and I have to, you know, kind of celebrate that in an all round. Yes, I am mixed race. Yes, I do also come from Wales and Guyana and stuff like that, but you know, I have to honor my roots. I'm half Jamaican. It just is what it is. I remember one time my mom was like, "We're not Jamaican," and I was like, "No, you're not Jamaican." Moving on, a lot of things that have influenced me, culture wise, lifestyle wise, music wise, fashion wise. You guys might notice my fashion is a little bit different because it's mixed with like American old school dancers, like 90s dancers, and then like 90s like Aaliyah vibes. Like 90s Aaliyah vibes. Like, I just have a very different type of way of dressing as well, and I just feel like, you know what, I think we're getting back to that cycle now where we're coming back round to the real authentic music, and that's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to be authentic, I'm ready to be real, and I'm ready to really, you know, deliver something fresh, something new. And also my obsession with Chris Brown, one day I will work with that man, okay? Remember, I said it here first. One day I will work with that man, and we are going to make sweet music together, if not babies. But you heard it here first. Anyway, listen, how have I just got the eye? What are you guys thinking of the eyes? I'm thinking I need more on the insides. I think I need to do more like that. But yeah, guys, I feel like I'm chatting your absolute ear off, but I just wanted you guys to know a little bit more about how I actually became D-Ray Love, and how I actually formulated and started to put my style together and became who I am really as a person. As I said, in time, like, as we go on in these videos, you're gonna learn more about me as you learn about the journey. But yeah, I just really wanted to show you guys like my musical influences. Also, shout out my mom again, because my mom was actually like a jazz singer when she was younger. My mom actually used to sing, and she has a gorgeous voice, and she's like recorded some stuff in the studio and stuff like that, and I very much do carry a slight undertone of what my mom's voice has. So I also feel like the difference, the rasp, the raw, like the rawness in my tone also comes from her. But then I have my own tone, which is like very sweet, very like Jhené Aiko, very Erykah Badu, very Jill Scotty, because I think Erykah Badu again has that grit and that rawness, and I like to bring all of those like styles just together and just make one perfect D-Ray Love sound. So when people ask me my genre of music, I can't really tell you, I can't really let you know what my genre is, because I do everything, because I come from everything. I'm influenced by everything. You know, a lot of people, they'll like listen to Mariah Carey, so then they sound exactly like Mariah Carey. They'll listen to like Usher, so they sound exactly like Usher. Listen to Justin Timberlake, so sound like Justin Timberlake, or whoever. Oh my god, look at those references. Most of those people are old. Anyway, showing my age again. Anyway, so, you know, I just think that I've come from all of these places and all of these different artists, and my favorite artists now exist of like Jhené Aiko, Kalani, Jill Scott. But actually, when I went to see Jill Scott, I was a little bit disappointed. I was expecting so much more after waiting like my whole life to see her, and it was very disappointing. But that was more down to the concert and the fact she sang newer songs that I didn't really know, and I just wanted to hear "Long it ain't squeaky clean shit. Sometimes we both got to swim upstream." Anyway, I'm getting carried away. By the way, this is Revolution palette. It's so nice. It's called Forever Flawless. It's such a beauty. I actually picked it because of that, and I use it like every single day. So yeah. I actually want to top up my eyes with something different, but we're gonna leave that for now. So yeah, Kalani and Jill Scott. I don't believe I said Jill Scott before I said any of the other artists, but obviously Jill Scott was heavy influence on my life, as was Erica. But with Erica, it's more like I feel like I have a soul connection with her. I feel like we're both aliens to this earth, and she was here to like guide me along this journey. And I just love her, absolutely love her. I just think she's absolutely beyond amazing, and everything that I love and embody in this world. You know what? I don't listen to as many female artists as I should. And that's a note, because I used to love Beyonce, love Rihanna, doesn't really make music as much anymore. You know, just had 11:11 from Chris Brown on repeat for the last, like, 3 months. Capella Gray, like, not only is he fine as hell, but his music, probably because it kind of sounds a little bit like Chris Brown's, his music just touches me in a way that I'm just like, I'm obsessed with you. Like, I love him. I love his style. I love his voice. Like, I would love to work with him one day. Like, that has to happen. The Yard Ting as well, like, if anyone knows Capella Gray or can get me involved with Capella Gray, like, we both got the locks. Like, don't you just think it would work? Don't you think we'll work together? Sorry, Chris, I still love you. Chris, it's me and you for life till we die. Why do I keep doing this stuff? Like, what is this? Anyway, I'm going senile now, so I think it's time to wrap up. But thank you guys so much for listening to me ramble on again for another hour and a half. It hasn't been an hour and a half, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog, Journey to the Top, and my musical influences. I hope you enjoyed it. I've had fun talking to you guys as always. I hope you guys are gonna stick around with me through this series. It's gonna be fun, and I'm excited already. You guys have given me a great response from the last one. If you haven't seen it already, go check it out now, and like, comment, and share, and subscribe, you know, because I need to get to at least 1K followers to even be classed as a YouTuber. If not, I'm just doing this like I'm begging on the street for you to listen to my story. I really am. So yeah, share, subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know the context. Let me know what your musical influences are and how you grew up and what you used to listen to. Because I'm sure a lot of us will listen to some of the greats that now seem to have fallen. R. Kelly. We can't forget where we came from. And the new music today is kind of like lacking in depth and culture. I want to change that, so let's change it together. Thank you for tuning into DeraysDiaries Journey to the Top episode 2, and I will see you for episode 3 when hopefully we fix the nails. Comment in the comments what kind of nails we're going for. I didn't even finish this look. I've been literally talking the entire time. So this is all we're gonna really do today. I'm just gonna put some lipstick on. This is such a great lipstick, by the way. It's Super Stay by Maybelline. A lot of my makeup is actually Maybelline. I do have some Chanel stuff, but for my everyday, the Maybelline works. It comes with like a little lotion that you add on after it dries. As you can see, that was dry as hell. You know, dry, and you just put that on. Going for a pink day today, guys. Pink day. When am I not in pink, to be honest? So yeah, here is Ziffin. Oh, got a little cheeky little. Oh my god, guys! I just broke another nail, but that really fucking hurt. Oh my god, that hurt so bad. At least it happened at the end of the video, not partway through the video. There we go. So this is the finished look. Every time I come up and I see, I always do too much.
You know, I'm starting to feel like myself again. It's been a while. I know you want my Cadillac Georgia. Can you handle this back in motion? Told you, baby, I got the portion. Don't be acting like you don't know it.